clients usually want the body and paint to look nice. Mike Hill, I talked to him about this. I said, you know that these were really edgy, not good from the factory. And he goes, I don't want that. I want it to be the nicest body and paint that you can do. I want it to look, in that one aspect, better than it did at the factory, because the factory really missed the mark. They were mass-produced cars, but now we can improve on it. I think that we should. Today, the guys and I are getting ready to marry together the engine, transmission, drive shaft, torsion bars, basically the drivetrain for the 70 Superbird. Reuniting the drivetrain in the Superbird, installing it is no different than if we were working on a Cuda or a Roadrunner or a Charger.
Green light go, sir.
Go right here.
There's a lot to do in a complete restoration. We can't be experts at everything. That's why we have Larry come do headliners for us.
Larry, he's been doing it forever, so he's really good at it. And even him, inside that car, can pull his hair out all day long trying to get a good, tight, drum-type fit on that headliner. Right now we're getting ready to put some pieces and parts on our Superbirds. My guess would be, and I don't have the exact answer, but I would imagine that Creative Industries is the one that applied the large Plymouth decal and the standing Roadrunner bird, because all these were unique to the Superbird. If they weren't, I think the manufacturer would have done it. I think over at Plymouth they would have probably put them on. Like the back deck lid stripe that goes on a 70 Roadrunner, that was normal on all the Roadrunners that were coated with it. Right now I'm getting ready to do the most difficult part, which is the blackout that goes on the headlight doors and around the headlight doors that's very unique to the Superbird.
You know, on the Mopars, it was weird. Some of the stripes were painted on, some of them were decal. On the Superbird, they chose to use decals on the nose cone. I think that's a way to save time and money.
Right now, we're getting ready to fire up the Superbird. That means we got to top off all the fluid levels, transmission, oil, antifreeze. We're putting fuel in it. We just got a new line of fuel here from Renegade. Going to give it a try. It's 98 octane, so hopefully the engine runs like it should back in 1970.
Fire, no fire.
Let's just double check the firing order to be sure. I just like to be sure, because if it backfires like hell and you blow something out of it, all because you were too lazy to double check the firing order, that's the wrong reason.
When Mark got it started, it sounded really nice. I couldn't even hear it. I was in the other room. I couldn't hear it when it started.
You know, I've had a lot of people comment over the years on my dance moves out there. Frankly, to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Dancing with the Stars got hold of me and asked me to be on there.
People have realized by now that Mark's not right in the head. And when he starts this crazy dance, when he thinks something has went well, for some reason his dancing ends up turning into boxing, and he usually wants to box me for some reason. I have no idea why he does that, except he's not right in the head.
It bursts out of me like Tourette's. When it comes to putting on the label kits, there's a range of places that these decals can go, like the VIN label on the door. You could probably take a photograph of 20 different Superbirds, and it ranges up and down it probably by inches. I mean, maybe in some cases 6 inches. If you put it on in an area that, as long as it is within the parameter of where it should be, then there's nobody that can say it's wrong. It's just your photo would show that it's not in the right place.
You still have the human error, the human element when these decals are put on the cars. We're not all put on exactly the same, because this guy put on a little bit crooked, this guy put on crooked this way.
I use photos. I call guys like Tony D'Agostino, say, can you take a picture of your emission label underneath the hood so I can look at that? To me, I think that the decals are the funnest part of the whole job. I mean, driving them and enjoying it and seeing all the waterworks from the owners when they come and they're balling all over the place and telling you you're the man is all fun. But to me, putting those last few decals on, the jacking instructions, the ethylene glycol warning label, the door VIN, the emission decal, the stuff that goes up underneath the dash, hanging that little thing on the end of the turn signal, your starting instructions, or the sleeve that goes over the visor that tells you how to start it. All these things, I think, are the finishing touches, almost like that cherry on the top of the sundae that makes the whole entire package beautiful. Right now, we've got just a few more things left on it, not much at all. Like I say, Derek has a little bit of paint touch-up to do under the hood. The main thing I want now is this car's completely drivable. It ran through the gears on the hoist. I'll just feel good if I can go around the block and back in it, make sure that everything's basically functioning. Then we can wrap it up in the morning and wait for my kill to show up.